Assalamualaikum and a very good day to everyone. Yeah, we meet again. And previously, I have shared with you guys on United Arab Emirates. So this part is going to be part two. So in this part two, I will share with you guys or explain to you guys about Saudi Arabia country. So same as UAE. In this part, I will share about the physical and tourism product that available in Saudi Arabia, and then about the people's cultural and customs such as birth, wedding custom, and also death customs, gastronomy, traditional costumes, major festivals that being celebrated by the Saudi Arabia community, dining and business etiquette, and last one, greetings and communication style that being practiced by Saudi Arabia people. Alright, first of all, I will share with you guys about the facts of Saudi Arabian flag. So, this Saudi Arabian flag comprises of a green base with white Arabic text written on the center of it. And this Arabic khat or Arabic calligraphy is known as Shahada, and the script is written in the Toulouse techniques, right? Toulouse technique is also known as khat or calligraphy, right? So the Shahada, right? La ilaha illallah Muhammadar Rasulullah. So that is what have been written on the flag, right? La ilaha illallah Muhammadar Rasulullah is known as Shahada, and the meaning of this Shahada is there is no God but Allah, and Muhammad is his prophet, right? And then, as you can see on the flag, there is a sword, right? And then this sword symbolizes the victories and justice of Abdul Aziz ibn Saud is underneath the inscription, right? So this sword is located or printed underneath the Shahada, right? And then the color, the green color of the flag is the official color of Islam. And the capital city of Saudi Arabia is Riyadh, and this Riyadh is the largest city in Saudi Arabia. And Riyadh is located approximately 1,950 feet above sea level in eastern Najd, right? And then for the climate, right? The climate in Riyadh is characterized by extreme heat in the summer, with average temperatures reaching the low 100 Fahrenheit, and coolness in the winter, with lows averaging in the low 50 Fahrenheit. And about the currency, right? Saudi Arabia currency is known as Saudi Riyal, and the currency code is SAR. And let us move on to the physical characteristic of Saudi Arabia. And as we all know, right, Middle Eastern is really famous with the desert, right? Then for this Saudi Arabia country, there is 95% of the area is covered by desert, right? And then all deserts are sandy, but in Qatar, all deserts are rocky. So this is the difference between Qatar and all other cities or any parts in Saudi Arabia, right? Only Qatar that the deserts are rocky. And then Rub al Khali, which means empty quarter, is the largest desert in the world. And then it is also known as the most harsh places on earth and uninhabitable. And talking about weather, right, or climate, so the desert is usually or basically will be hot during the daytime and cold at night. And during the summer in Saudi Arabia, it can be extremely hot, right, in terms of weather, right? And then also sandstorms, right, blow everywhere in the country, any part of the country, there will be sandstorms, but it is not frequently happen, right? And then during the winters, right, the Saudi Arabian country will face or experience the cold weather. Okay, now I'm going to talk about Saudi Arabian people, right? According to the data that have been collected as of January 2023, the total population of Saudi Arabian people was 36.68 million. And from these 36.68 million, 42.4% of them are female, and another 57.6% of them are male. And about the ethnics in Saudi Arabia, there is 90% of them are Arab, and 10% of them are Afro-Asian. And for your information, most of Saudi Arabia natives are Islam with adherents of the majority Sunni. I'm going to talk about cultural characteristics of Saudi Arabia country. Right, first about shopping. Right, to those shopping lovers out there, right, no need to be worried because there are a large number of shopping centers and traditional markets available in Saudi Arabia. So these market and shopping centers sells a lot of things, right? Like apparel, handicrafts, and also souvenirs. So no need to be worried about shopping, right? Then next, second one, about tipping, right? Tipping is not a habit that being practiced in Saudi Arabia. But however, it is not wrong to give tips, right? Just it is not a habit that being practiced in Saudi Arabia, right? And then the third one about photography. So in Saudi Arabia, they are practicing this ethics where some of the places or area photography or snapping any photos or pictures is prohibited. So when you are visiting any areas or places, for example tourism attractions, make sure you observe first, right? So let's say there is no signage, right? Signage that mentioning or stated photography is prohibited. So you are freely uh, being given the authority to take any photos, right? Then about health, right? There are a number of cases of people that live in Saudi Arabia being infected with the Middle East Respiratory Syndrome, or also known as MERS. So make sure you take care your health, right? You take a good care of your health when you are visiting Saudi Arabia, so that you not going to be infected by these MERS, right? And then for the men, right? Men usually they will shake hands when they are greeting each other. And then for the good friends, right? Good friends that live in Saudi Arabia or Saudi Arabian community, uh, if they are good friends, right? The way they greet each other by using handshake, and also sometimes they will kiss on each other's cheek. And then for a woman, right? For the woman, they will usually hug and kiss their close friends when they greet each other. But for men and women, they will not greet each other in public from outside the family. So that this is the unique about Saudi Arabian people, right? And then when Saudis greet each other, they will take time, right? They will take their time and converse about general things. So they not uh, normally say hi, bye, bye, right? So they will stop for a while, and then they will um, have small small talks or small conversations, and then talk about general things. Then last one, disrespecting one's family name or tribe is the ultimate form of rudeness in Saudi Arabia. So for them, the family names is their pride. So do not talk about bad things about their family names during the visit, right? Okay, next for the birth customs, right? For the Saudi Arabia people, the birth customs is very similar with the people that live in United Arab Emirates or UAE, right? Okay, first about adhan or call to prayer. So this adhan or call to prayer will be whispered to baby's right ear once the baby is born, right? Then this adhan will be performed by the father of the baby. Right, next, talking about akika, right? Akika, it is not obligatory, but it is recommended. Then, for the years back or back then, right? The mothers used to give birth at home, but nowadays, right, with the modernization, right, usually the birth will be uh, take place in the hospital, right? And then, uh, for information, fathers, uncles, and grandfathers did not take part in childcare, but however, they will play with the children or the grandchildren and then taught them about morality, right? Okay, let's move on to the wedding customs. Right, in Saudi Arabia, traditionally marriage was between paternal first cousins or other patrilineal related kin, and then surprisingly, right, in Saudi Arabia, the parents are still arranging the marriage for their children, but are more likely to manage indirectly and from the background, right? And then for information, right, men are allowed to have four wives at a time as long as they can treat them equally. So this is what have been taught and being practiced by the Muslims, right? We are allowed to have four wives at a time as long we can treat all the wives equally, right? And then for the divorce, right? The divorce rate in Saudi Arabia are really high, and the remarriage is common, especially for the men. Right, next about the death customs. Okay, as we all know, right, the Saudi Arabian people, majority of them are Islam Sunni. So of course, the burial, right, burial ceremony or the way they are dealing with this disease is the same, right? First, the diseased body are washed, wrapped in seamless shrouds, and buried in graves facing Mecca without coffins or markers, right? So, meaning to say, it is very similar with what have been practiced by UAE people, right? And then the burial will take place before sunset on the day of the death. So, meaning to say here, right, the burial process need to be done, right, as instant as possible, right? And then the dead, right, the person or the deceased are believed will go to heaven or hell. Okay, next I'm going to share with you guys about gastronomy in Saudi Arabia, right? Gastronomy. So basically, we're going to talk about foods, right? So of course, these subtopics will attract those people out there who really loves about foods or the food hunters, right? So for this subtopic, which is gastronomy, I will only touch on five local cuisines that usually being cooked or being consumed by Saudi Arabian people, right? So let us look at the first one. So the first one is Haisa al Tumreya. So this Hisa al-Tumriya is a dip for dates, and then this dip is made by a combination of flour and oil, where this flour and oil will be cooked together, right? And then second one is kapsa, right? So this kapsa is basically is a rice dish made with lamb, beef, or chicken. And then the third one is kimaje, or also known as flatbread, right? And then this bread is traditionally served warm from the oven and is used to scoop up other foods. So this is kind of unique because this flatbread or kimaje will be used as a scoop, right, to scoop the other foods that being present by the host to the guests, right? Then the fourth one is tabbouleh. Right, tabbouleh is a Levantine salad made mostly of finely chopped parsley with tomatoes, mint, onion, soaked uncooked bulgur, and seasoned with olive oil, lemon juice, salt, and sweet pepper. Then last but not least is hummus. Right, hummus is a deep or spread or savory dish made from cooked mashed chickpeas blended with tahini, lemon juice, and garlic. Okay, next, moving on to the traditional costumes. So now we look into the male traditional costume first, right? So the costumes is very similar with the UAE people, right? So the Saudi Arabia, they will wear these three uh, types of clothing, right, or apparel, right? First one is gutra and kefiyeh, right? This gutra is a traditional headdress worn by men from parts of the Middle East. So as I mentioned just now, right, most of the people or the community that comes from the Middle East countries will wear this kind of headdress, right, or gutra or keffiyeh. And then this keffiyeh, it is a fashion from a square scarf and is usually made from cotton, right? Then next one is agal. Right, agal is a Arab headgear constructed of cord which is fastened around the gutra to hold it in place. So as you can see on the picture, on the photo, the ring itself, the black ring with several ropes being tied on the ring is called agal. And then this agal usually is in black color, right? Then the third one is top, right? Top is a standard Arabic word for garment. So garment, so as you can see on the pictures, a man that wearing a white color garment, that is top, right? Then this top, it is ankle length, right? And usually with long sleeves, similar to a robe. Right, for female. Right, next, for female in Saudi Arabia usually will wear abaya, and then this abaya is actually a black cloak, right? Black cloak which loosely covers the entire body except for the head. Then some of the women in Saudi Arabia choose to cover their faces with a niqab, and some do not, right? So not all women or female in Saudi Arabia will wear niqab, as you can see on the picture. So the scarf, right, that they hold on the face part from the nose until under of the chin, that one is called as niqab, right? And then some abayas cover the top of the head as well. So meaning to say, this abaya will sometimes being designed with the cover top so that the female can cover their head as well. And then for male, right, about the garment for the male, right? So this beached, right? Beached, as you can see on the picture, is kind of a cloak. So this cloak usually will be wear on the outer part of the body. So first they will wear the top first, right? Top, THAWB, and then after that they will wear beached on the outer part of it, right? And then these beached usually will be worn by the Saudi Arabian for prestige on special occasions such as weddings. Right now, we move on to the major festivals that being celebrated by Saudi Arabian people. So there are three major festivals that being celebrated by the Saudi Arabian people. First is Eid al-Fitri, right, or Eid al-Fitri. So this Eid al-Fitri is actually an event or a festival that being celebrated by the Muslims all around the world, right? It is symbolized that they have success performing the fasting, right? Fasting for 1 month. Then after 1 month of fasting, they will celebrate this Eid al-Fitri, right? And then for next one is Eid al-Adha. So Eid al-Adha is actually the festival where the people, right, the Muslims people will slaughter an animal like a cow or lamb, right? Cow or lamb, and then this lamb and cow will be distributed to those unfortunate group of people or those people who are in need, right? And then it is a part of religious teachings, right? Then last one is Saudi National Day, where the Saudi Arabia will celebrate their Independence Day, right? Then next one is about dining and business etiquette. So right, first one we will touch on the dining etiquette first, right? So for the dining etiquette, right, before meals, right, as the food is served, guests will say satain, right, the equivalent of bon appetit, right? So this satain is similar meaning, brings the similar meaning of bon appetit, or bismillah. Then bismillah, right? Bismillah is an Arabic word which bring the meaning of in the name of Allah. So usually they will say bismillah before they eat their meal, right? Then when the meal is over, right, guests should say daima, right? So this daima brings the meaning of may there always be plenty at your table. So meaning to say they wish very good things, right, to the host especially, right? Then about the utensils, right? Throughout the region, people use spoons, forks, and knives if necessary, or no utensils at all. So, for information, right, the Muslims people, right, all around the world usually, they sometimes or frequently practice using their bare hands, right, to eat. Then for the hands, right? So let's say the Saudi Arabian people um decided to use their hands, right, to eat. Or let's say if you going to visit any uh, places or Saudi Arabians home, right, please wash your hands before and after eating, and then only use your right hand when picking up and eating food, because the left hand is considered as dirty, right, dirty. So make sure you use your right hand. And then eating with Muslims, right? When you eat with Muslims, right, do not eat any non-halal foods, and also do not drink any alcoholic beverages, because it is prohibited based on Islamic beliefs, right? And then men and women may be asked to dine separately. And then if men and women are dining together, women should not directly touch food that is being served to a Muslim male other than those who are her immediate relatives. So let's say if the woman eat with the outsiders, male, especially male outsiders, so they are not uh, recommended or not allowed, right, to directly touch the food that being served by the Muslim male or the outsiders Muslim male, right? Then for the spouses, right? Spouses are usually not invited to business meals in restaurants. However, your spouse might be invited to a meal at home. So usually during the business meals or business discussion at the restaurant, usually the spouse will not be invited, right? They usually will invite the spouse when they uh, organizing any meals or any dining events in their home. Right, next, for the business etiquette, right? First one, we look for the meeting etiquette, right? During the meetings, right? Appointments, right? Appointments are necessary and should be made several weeks to 1 month in advance, if at all possible. When meeting with government officials, affirm that will not be settled upon until you are physically in the country. So, meaning to say, you need to be in the country first, and then you are allowed to set an appointment with the government officials, right? Then second one is negotiating, right? Decisions are made slowly and carefully, right? Do not to try to rush the process. So let them take their time to make any decisions that they want to, right? Do not push them, right? And then the society is extremely bureaucratic, and most decisions require several layers of approval. It takes several visits to accomplish simple tasks. So this is how Saudi Arabia make decisions, right? They will have a look at it, look into it carefully, and then they will discuss among themselves, and then it will takes several period of time, right, for them to make the final decision. So please be patient, and then do not rush, and do not push them at all, right? Then the third one about business card, right? Business cards are given to everyone you meet, although it may be an idea to be selective if you have few in your possession, right? And then make sure you have one side of your card translated into Arabic, right? Before you come to the Saudi Arabia and have any business occasion or business meeting with the Saudi Arabian people, all right? And then be sure to check the translation carefully, as there is often confusion with the orders of Western names. So make sure you double check. And the best things, if you can, the best thing to do is try to find any individuals that have the capability or the competency in Arabic language, to check, right, or to double check your business card before you pass it to any Saudi Arabian people. And then next, let's just look on the greetings and communication style that being practiced by Saudi Arabian people, right? So the first one, the Arabic words is Assalamu alaikum. So Assalamu alaikum in English brings the meaning of peace be upon you, right? Next one, second one is Marhaba. So Marhaba is similar with hello in English. Then next one, Kif Halek. Kif Halek is how are you in English. I'm sorry, right? Pardon me. There is a spelling error over there. So it is actually how are you, right? Then the fourth one is Sabah al Khair. Right? Sabah al Khair is good morning in English. And then last one is Eid Mubarak. So Eid Mubarak brings the meaning happy holiday in English. And this is the recommended text or the textbooks that you can refer if you have any questions in mind, or if you want to do a further reading. So you can refer to these references, and you can check at any bookstore or any online shops, right, to take or to buy this book for your future references. I think that's all from me for this part 2, where we have covered for the Saudi Arabia country. And then thank you so much for your attentions. I hope we will meet again next time in the next topic or the next chapter. Thank you so much.